So I started working on the pan a little bit. The first step to replace the rotted out floor pans is to cut them out. So what I did was cut all the way around this bad boy. Had about a 1-inch gap all the way around, just like so. Now I had the floor fall on out, just like that. The tool I used was one of them cheap Chinese plasma cutters that you see all over eBay. Sucker was $275, and I bought a ton of consumables for it because I know I'm going to wear the thing out. But I will say that for the amount of time that it saves you for cutting this floor out, that the thing has just about already paid for itself. I know that if I was using a wheel cutter or something, this would probably have taken probably a couple hours to get that floor out. And there's some places, like behind the seat tracks here, that just would have been incredibly difficult to get at, unless I had a 8-inch cutting wheel to drop down in there. And I don't have one of those, and investing in one of those wasn't an option and isn't required because now I've got the plasma cutter to do the job. So we cut that floor on out of there, and it looks like it's good. Now what I have to do is I gotta bust out some of the spot welds that are all the way around here and get out that last inch of floor pan that's still attached to the beam. This is the center beam here, or the tunnel, as some people know it as. And the floor is actually welded onto a lip down onto that. So I've got to knock out those little spot welds all the way around this thing. And a good air chisel with a spot weld buster will do the job on that. Or if you want to go nuts, you could just run a grinder across the top of it until it weakens and then just peel the pieces off. Whichever way works out best for you. But I suggest the air chisel because it's going to be a lot faster. The lip from the old floor is removed. You see I busted all the spot welds with my air hammer. That did a really good job of just chipping that all up. It only took probably about 15 minutes to go around the whole thing. So I ripped out this whole floor on the driver's side probably in about 30 minutes, and I've never done this before, but with the right tools, it sure made it a lot easier. Now I'm going to go around this with my angle grinder and just clean up the rust and get out the little pieces that the air hammer missed, and we'll go from there. It should be ready to just put a fresh coat of paint on it for it to sit for a little while until my floors arrive. Use the old angle grinder with the wire wheel on it to get into the little lip here and got all the lumps off of it, smoothed it out, and cleared it of the rust. Now what we're going to do is we're going to throw a little bit of paint on there because I don't know when I'm going to be able to put the floor pans in. So it's going to be sitting. I'm going to try to stop it from rusting in the interim. And a quick coat of paint along the lip. As you can see, top and bottom side. Any place that I may have taken the paint off down to bare metal. And that should stop it from getting any surface rust on it, because unfortunately it's not going to fit in the garage and it might get rained on a little bit sitting outside. I'm going to do my best to cover it, but there's not enough room in the garage to fit this guy in there right now. If you remember, we discussed that little leak that was coming through the corner of the windshield under here. It was leaking over the top of the dash, which is why this is rusty. Leaking under the dash into the dash pad, which is why the retaining metal on the back side of it's all rusted out. And then it drips down onto the floor. Once it gets onto the floor, where does it go? Well, the passenger side pan over here has a big old hole in the front of it. I didn't realize that was that bad until I put my foot on it and it went through. So I have to cut that out and replace it. But since I got a new floor going in the driver's side, I figured we'll just go ahead and cut this entire thing out and start over again, fresh, with a brand new floor with absolutely no rust on it at all. Now I've got a bad feeling that there's a hole back in here also where water appears to be pooling up, which would have been if this were a bug where the battery can would be sitting. But feels pretty solid. Yeah, maybe not. There's a soft spot there. Right there's a soft spot, so there's probably a hole back here too. We're just going to rip this whole floor out, as we said, and just start over again. So this pan will be like brand new when I get done with it.